So I am about to take and am taking a huge risk with my Safari Condo R1713. It's a 2024 for anybody that cares. It did not come with air conditioning. I live in hot Atlanta, so that was like one of my main priorities. That and upgrading the solar and the battery and the TV, which I've already ordered all those and pretty much have most of those done. But air conditioning, crucial. Every bit of research that I've done, everybody that I've talked to says don't do roof mount. Don't do it. Do the underbench. Well, when you look into it, the model is the Dometic Coolcat 10,500 BTU. And that thing has, in my opinion, 3 huge glaring flaws that make it not even on the table as an option. Glaring flaw number 1, audible decibel output. The thing sounds like a vacuum cleaner based on the research that I've done. It's like in the decibel that I've heard is like 74, 75 decibels, which is extraordinarily loud. That's my number 1 issue with it, because I want to be able to like work remotely sometimes in the RV. That's the fun in getting an RV, is it's your personal space that you take with you places and you can, work there. It's your own personal space on the road. I don't want my own personal space when cooling to sound like a vacuum is right next to my ear. The other problem is that it's ductless. The Dometic Coolcat is ductless, so it's just sending out air right under that bench by the entryway. You can't point it anywhere, really. And the third problem is that it requires shore power, unless you get an inverter. So you can't, you can't boondock with it, basically. There are 2 other ACs that, in my opinion, are better. There is the Velit 2000U, which is a 12-volt model. And the only con with that model is that it's 7,500 BTUs as opposed to the 10,000. So you're losing 3,000 BTUs of, performance, which I think equates to like 20 or 30% less, cooling power. So that's the Velit, but it's a bench install just like the Dometic Coolcat. The other thing that I love about the Velit is that it does not require a 20-inch cutout of the side panel to put that ginormous grill. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up any R17, any Safari Condo Alto with the Dometic Coolcat, and you can just see the black grill right by the door. It's to the right, usually to the right of the door. And I find that to be very unaesthetically pleasing. All right, so that's the Velit. What did I just order? I just went with option 3, and this is why I say I'm taking a huge risk. I went with the OutEquip Pro 12-volt roof mount air conditioner for multiple reasons. Let's talk about it. The first reason, well, it's hard to pick because everything's great. It's 12 volt. It's only 45 pounds. Get this. The struts for the retractable R17 series can support up to 250 pounds. The max air fan that's in there right now, guess what? Already weighs like 20 pounds. So I'm only adding 25 extra pounds by ripping out the max air fan and putting in the OutEquip Pro. So it's light. It is also powerful. It's 10,000 BTU output, which is basically the exact same as the Dometic Coolcat that the factory recommends. But here is my favorite part about it. It is quiet, whisper quiet. In eco mode, it's like 40 decibels, and then at like max output, it's like 50 decibels. It's astronomically quieter than the Dometic Coolcat that the factory recommends. The other benefit is that it's centrally located and it's high up. Heat rises, so this is going to work better, and it has little ducts that you can point. So everything about this in theory, is way better than what the factory Dometic Cool Cat recommends. So what are the cons? Two potential cons. The aesthetics of the black 6-gauge cord. And I'm gonna have to figure out, right now I'm leaning toward running it down the front and just putting it right into the battery pack. That would be the most simplistic thing. And I would just kind of see this ugly black cord. But the big front window has a black exterior, so it could kind of hide with the big front window a little bit. That's one way. The other way is I could run it inside, and that would be a little bit more complicated. So I'm gonna figure that out. The other potential problem is leveling. The R17 series is very curved. It gets a little more level when the roof raises, but it's still kind of not a perfect curve. So, say all that to say, this experiment could go horribly wrong, and hopefully I don't lose the $1,000 that I just spent on it, because that's how much the Adequate Pro costs. It's about $1,000, which, if anyone cares, is $500 cheaper than the Dometic Cool Cat factory AC. So I figure I'll give it a shot, because there's really no risk here other than, you know, spending the time and effort to rip out the max air fan. So like worst case scenario, the max air fan gets ripped out, I put this in and I can't get it level, and I just don't like the way that the cord looks. But honestly, I think that the main potential issue would just be the leveling part. And then I would have to put the max air fan back in and then ship the Adequate Pro back to them. They say they have a 30-day return policy. So, and if this doesn't work, I'm gonna pivot to the Velvet 2000U. That is my plan B. This is my plan A. As my plan B. Everybody wish me luck.